that the ban and pick has already begun. And the first heroes that we see that has been banned by Onic Esports is Kadita itself.
Oh.
Godiva are not allowed to use Kadita in this game.
And Beatrix too, instantly here. Beatrix's 100% win rate throughout week 4 and week 5 has been shattered, but Beatrix still is at 100% win rate when Kabuki has it in his hands. Aura though, they go for the same respect bands. Again, 1-1 targeting CW and the Fanny as well. Onic just breezing through the drafts, not giving Aura much time to think.
This is what I mentioned before we got into the draft. I don't think that the Fanny should be contested. If it goes into the hands of Kyrie, disaster. If it goes into the hands of Aura Fire, Onyx seems to have an answer to it. So this is the wisest choice so far, in my opinion, as we are waiting for the last ban to hit. Are they going to prioritize the Faramis or the Akai, or are they just going to leave both of these heroes open and let it go to contest?
They could do contest, but if they're contesting, in my point of view, Aura Fire will gain some advantage here because they can choose 2 heroes in the early phase, making that they can take Akai plus Digi or maybe Akai plus Paquito. There's always some advantage in that area, but Onic, surely enough, they're picking Faramis. First pick on the Faramis, making this could be a close combat situation for Onic Esports to do the team fight, meaning that maybe we can see some close combat heroes from Onic Esports.
We do see that there's a priority shift as well though from Aura Fire. They pick up the Akai, first time for high, and also the Paquito. Fluffy on the Paquito. This is going to be massive. Not only is he one of the best Paquitos, if not the best, but he's taking it away from Boots as well. Boots' signature pick is also Paquito this season so far. Onic though, now they have a chance to respond. My guess is they might just go for an Esmeralda to match up against the Paquito. Obviously on the hands of Boots, we have seen that before. And perhaps they might go for the Popol, but no, they go for the Mathilda here. And no Esme, the Bauman for Kyrie.
Oh, this is looking scary. Onic Esports, they're going for that double roamer strat with high mobility. They're going to be able to roam around the map very, very easily with the Bauman in tow as well. And so they're going to be able to get all these neutral objectives. And this is scary. The last time we saw this happen, we saw that the Faramis and the Matilda, they just went ganking everywhere, able to just roam around the map and have huge map control.
One big problem from the Onic Esports draft pick is that they do have Aramis and Matilda and also Bellman, but they do not have a really high ground to defend themselves, or maybe to do some control team fight against Aura Fire, because we all know that Faramis, yes, he's a magic support, magic damager. He can be both, but the problem is the damage output. If we compare it to a Yves, he's nothing compared to Yves.
And right now, on that note, Aura Fire have actually opted to ban the Esmeralda away, and Onic Esports, as a response, because they know they might be grouping around each other in those team fights, have opted to ban the Lolita. Aura Fire, they do still have the option to pick up someone crazy like the Atlas, so I'm wondering if that is going to be the way that they want to go for this.
They might go for that, right? Lilia is Onic Esports' signature pick as well. They might just go for something like the Lilia. Sans is absolutely phenomenal on that hero. But right now, I do want to talk about... Yeah, you're right. Faramis can be... Again, we've seen Faramis many times. You're right, though. This time around, I do believe that the Faramis will be the mid laner with the Roamer being the Mathilda. But Aura Fire, they banned out the Irithel targeting CW down. Very interesting. I think that usually, if you're up against CW, you wouldn't want to ban the Popol.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of Popol strat lately, and in my opinion, Popol strat is not really focusing on the team fight itself, but focusing on a lot of the objectives. But as we can see on the draft right now, both of the team have not secured marksman any so this could be meaning that Aura Fire can deny pick with the Popol Koopa in their hands, but Onic Esports, they still need to find some XP laner and also the gold laner.
That's why.
And when we see that Cloud 1-1, Irithel and Beatrix has been gone from the ban section, that means that the ones that are left for the marksman to be picked by Onic Esports is
Brody.
Brody, Clint, Melissa
Ooh.
for the close combat situation.
The Melissa only counters the Paquito though. Maybe also the Koopa technically.
Yep.
The Bidem Koopa will not be able to penetrate the go away. But
Also heavy spin.
Also the heavy spin. But Kabuki has a few words of his own. Kyrie's Fanny is very good. It should be banned. And yeah, they banned it first instantly. So same vision with the coach, I believe, for Kabuki. Onic Esports final picks Masha and the Melissa we spoke about. 100% win rate still for the Melissa in Season 10. Aura Fire looking to close out their drafting phase now. What they need is a roamer.
Well, in this position, I can say that Aura Fire needs someone that's really, really tanky, such as Kufra, or maybe, I can say that maybe Godiva can put up some Grok in this game, since Grok has some crowd control effects if we're doing some close combat situation, and also immune to crowd control effects when we see that there is a Melissa in the Onic Esports.
You're right. His options are the Ruby, like I was about to mention, and the Edith, but Aura Fire have opted for this Ruby pick. The thing is, Aura Fire, what they're trying to do, especially with the Iritel as well being banned there in the second phase, is, you know what, Onic Esports, we know what you're trying to do. You want to go in full dive, you want to prioritize movement speed, and you want to win with speed. And Aura Fire, they want them to slow it down. So Aura Fire have opted to choose a lot of CC in their department to try and make this happen. But when it comes down to it, it all goes back to how they implement that in the game.
It's that small margin when it comes down to the execution, because I believe that both of the drafts have been set pretty well for the teams. Both of them knowing exactly their win conditions, but I do think that Onic might have a slight edge when it comes down to the team fights. Ladies and gentlemen, though, the battle for the top. It's time to jump in to the land of Dawn for game number 1, Aura Fire versus Onic Esports.
Aura Fire here head-to-head with Onic Esports, the top 3 teams so far in MPL ID Season 10. I do love this roamer duo combo in the composition of Onic Esports, and I think that's going to bring them far. Especially we know how Aura Fire likes to play aggressive in that early game. The way that they're able to out-rotate Aura Fire is going to be huge to the playmaking potential.
Massive, and here early on, you're already seeing that there's a heavy emphasis in mid lane control with high rotating and Kyrie even just sneaking out a creep. Hi, didn't notice that, and Kyrie will have a slight lead as both of them go for the retribution onto the Litho Wanderer. Sans is trying to buy some time. Hi doesn't win it out. Wow. Wait, Kyrie took it, right? Yeah, Kyrie.
Yeah,
Wow.
Kyrie's took it, but Onic Esports, in my opinion, with this draft pick, they are going to really prefer the closest team fight against Aura Fire. They do have one range heroes though, and it is Melissa, but we have to remember that Melissa's potential can be just popped out in about maybe 11 to 13 minutes of the in-game play. Okay!
I like this. I like this. Talent's prediction by Axe shows that we have a different prediction with the Indonesian caster. So this is going to get a little spicy. Last time this happened, the English caster predicted right. So we'll see this time though.
We'll see. It's a battle not only for Aura Onic, but also English casters versus ID casters. As Sans is now going to be able to bring everyone back. Kyrie with a lethal counter, securing first blood. Godiva is next on the chopping block. 1 HP, bringing Sans back to pick up the kill. 2-0 for Onic Esports.
And this is what I mentioned earlier with this duo combo, the way that both Samo as well as Sans is able to maneuver around the map a lot quicker, a lot faster. And not only that, they're not just utility, but they also deal a lot of damage. They're going to be able to punish someone like Godiva who likes to get in aggressively.
Let's see.
Okay, in my opinion, with Matilda in hand of the Onic Esports team, at least Facehugger can be countered up by the Circling Eagle itself, but okay, here it is.
Godiva jumping in high also with a heavy spin, bringing Kyrie back, but he's still not able to actually get out. Very good heavy spin as High picks the turtle up, securing the kill and the turtle. Turtle Slain presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Good trade by Aura.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Aura Fire know that they aren't going to be able to contest it, especially that you guys have mentioned time and time again. Someone like the Balman has a double retribution, especially with a lethal counter. So how do they go around it? They just take him out from the get-go, and that is how they are going to be able to win in those neutral objectives.
That's not all, Eterna. As we can see that when Balmon has been pinched up by the heavy spin, he cannot use Retribution at all, making him really cannot do anything at all, and making Aura Fire has the first turtle in this game.
Oh, Hai actually was able to take that with the Retribution. Godiva now with the I'm Offended, bringing Sans back. No heavy spin for Hai. Just forces out the flicker from Sans. Very good by Aura Fire right now as they're able to actually equalize in gold.
Okay. In these early games, we can see that even in the goal gap section, we cannot see that really big gap between the Onic Esports and the Aura Fire team. But in the rotation area, we can see that Aura Fire is more aggressive rather than Onic Esports. They are trying to play defensively. They are not trying to aggressively, and this is a big problem in the top lane. Kabuki playing off the goal on the CW turret, making Kabuki is going to be more rich, more gold than CW itself. And even when we look at the emblem, Weapon Mastery has been taken out.
Wow, mid lane though, beautiful play there by Aura Fire, getting a pick off onto Sans. He wasn't able to pop the Cult Altar. In the top side, we do see a 2v2. Godiva was looking for an I'm Offended, noticing that he doesn't have it yet. He just backs off.
So far, that does seem to be the case. Aura Fire, once again, with Onic Esports, not much of a gold distinction. But remember, 5 minutes in, almost, and the next turtle is about to spawn. We do see that Onic Esports, for the moment, has the better setup. But Aura Fire, very quick to respond to this.
Let's see, both teams onto the turtle. Kyrie is able to actually bring the turtle back into Onyx side. Aura looking for the play. Godiva jumps in with the Iron Fender Flicker combo. Hai wins out the Retribution battle, but he's going to be pinned down by the go away. He's taken down. A kill traded in for the turtle. As Boots jumps into the back line. Fluffy's going to be taken low as Godiva falls to the hands of Samo. Onic win the team fight. Aura secure the objective.
2-for-1 trade for the side of Onic Esports, and so far it does seem like both teams are quite equal. I think both of them have opted to get the dual action by Axe, the new Axe effect, because the better you smell, the better you play.
All right, in this early game, I still cannot see which one has the more advantage than the other one. But if we're looking at the rotation itself, Aura Fire seems like they do have some objective really straight up set up by the Paquito side and the CW side. We can see that the place has been taken down by the CW, and even at the bottom lane, Fluffy. We have to remember that Fluffy is the most damage taken players in this season by 3 million point damage. So Fluffy playing with Paquito and against Amasya, this will be a big time for Amasya to catch up on.
CW though, with the help of the Cult Altar, is able to outplay the situation up top. It's a kill, and it's on to Facehugger. Kabuki forced to back up. Onic Esports want to push on the pace. They want the turret. They want to convert on an objective. Sans diving in already with a Shadow. Stampede. Samo jumps in with the Circling Eagle, bringing Godiva back to the dolls as CW just wreaks havoc, popping the Inspire as well. Picking up a turret. Sans now again with the Stampede, trying to bring them back, almost dishing enough damage to take them down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kyrie was able to clear out that wave, so Aura couldn't actually look for any trades.
So unfortunate though, Aura Fire initially had the better setup, but the movement speed coming in from Sans as well as Samo was just too much. They instantly rotated towards that top side and turned the entire situation around.
Okay, this is some unique item from Melissa. We can see that the first item is Lilac Plates and then follow up by some Windtalker, but he does not secure any shoes or boots at all, making the Onic Esports team in the CW side, he's kind of low on movement speed.
Very low on movement speed. And you can see here, again, Kyrie this time securing the turtle. High, taken low. Turtle's lane presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. A very good objective take by Onic. And again, it's the little wins that Onic are able to get in the game, like that top side turret, to actually set up for the next one.
And so far, it's actually starting to deal up as well. Onic Esports already with a 1,000 gold lead so far. It does seem like Kyrie as well as High battling it out a little bit there in the top side. And it's interesting because Aura Fire so far, they haven't been able to be as aggressive, trying to focus on the objectives. But up until now, even Fluffy on his signature hero can't do much in that bottom side.
Again, Fluffy, he's going all out, alone, up there, and using Flicker just to escape. No backup from the Aura Fire teams make Fluffy just wasting his resource skill.
A massive resource spent there.
Yes.
Flicker is going to be very, very big, especially for Onic Esports, who has Cult Alter, who can force fights very easily right here. Aura Fire, they're a bit more slow. They're a bit more reactive when it comes down to the team fights. They need to wait for Onyx engage, but right now, Onyx, they don't want to engage. What they want to look for is turrets, obviously, with CW taking that in the bottom side. Goose jumps in with the Thunderclap onto Kabuki. Kairi is here as well. Kabuki taken low. Heavy spin though by High, peeling away for Kabuki. Good synergy by the two Aura members, as Onic Esports are forced to back up from that top side.
That small skirmish reminded me of my childhood.
Why?
Why
You know
not?
the spinning
Beyblades.
Beyblades. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay, that's quite a sight to see right now. And for the moment, we can see Onic Esports still with a 1,700 gold lead, and CW once again still staying true to his name. Fun fact is he has one of the most highest damages to tower, number
highest.
one actually, to tower, and that's exactly what he's doing. They can't really go for these aggressive plays. They know how Aura Fire reacts, and so they just go for the objectives, and so far it's been working really well for them. They do have the better map pressure as well because of the top and the bottom side has been taken down.
And not only that, if we're comparing it to the contest on the Lord itself, High is actually having more chance to get the Lord since he has some heavy spin. But that can be also be countered with Suns using a Cult Altar. Yes, they are going still to achieve some of the crowd control from High itself, but at least if the Aura Fire teams has the Lord itself, Onic Esports can punch back Aura Fire with a team fight and maybe can take down 3 or maybe 2 people from the Aura Fire.
It seems like Onic Esports have actually opted to retreat from Aura Fire. Now you can see that Kabuki is actually rotated towards that top side to clear in those lanes, spreading pressure and to force Onic Esports to deal with that to get a man advantage in this situation. We see though as well that Fluffy is already on the way.
He's going to be first to the fight. A one-man advantage as Samo gets stunned up by the bottom group up, but that's going to be the Cult Ultra play. Samo losing the Cult Ultra HP as the backline will be targeted by Onic Esports. Fluffy doing the same thing onto Samo, flickering out. Go Diva taken low, but it's going to be Kabuki who finds the kill. Lethal counter by Kairi, equalizing as Kabuki is forced to back up, flickering out. But look at that, Go Diva's 1 HP. Samo took him down. A 2 for 0 for Onic Esports, but look at Fluffy. He's waiting in the midst. He's looking for a steal, a miracle play. Will it happen? Fluffy jumps in. Kairi denies him the opportunity. Securing the Lord. Presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A-Series.
Really well played by Onic Esports in that particular team fight, and it poses the question whether or not Aura Fire drafted enough damage. They do have single target from Kabuki, but Onic Esports with the Melissa, they do have the AoE advantage when it comes to that 5v5 team fight.
Yeah, with the gold models, and even when we see at the KDA itself, CW hasn't been taken down anywhere. We can see that 1 kill, 0 death, and 7 assists. And one thing that I'm really surprised with CW is how his trigger finger is actually working. With the go away, he's really benefiting from the space that from Suns make with the Cult Altar and giving some pre-hit to the Aura Fire, making them retreat. And even so, the Lord has been secured by Onic Esports because CW can poke around the Aura Fire teams and making them go back.
And look at the macro plays here from Onic. Again, they use the Lord not to push. They use it as a distraction to push the other side. Mirroring the Lord and forcing Aura Fire to respond to all of these plays happening simultaneously. Onic are masters of this game, and Kairi just stole away a little creep.
That sucks.
Sucks for Aura.
Sucks for Aura. I mean, you already got this much. Why do you have to push it in even harder? Onic Esports now leading with 5,000 gold lead, and so far the main man here, Facehugger, with one of the most assists in the game as well, is using Yves, but unfortunately it hasn't really amounted to much. He's chosen it 9 times, 67% win rate, but every time he pops up that real-world manipulation, it's always just cancelled. Onic Esports, they know exactly what the winning condition is and knows exactly how to implement it as well.
In my point of view, Aura Fire's draft is going to have a big team fight with Facehugger and Godiva combined, and also Kabuki as the DPS from the Aura Fire team. High is going to be the momentum maker with the pinching with the heavy spin, and even when we see with the item itself, High is only taking 2 slots of item with the Guardian Helmet and the Curse Helmet, but if we compare it to Balmon, this is a massive gold leap. With the Balmon itself, 8,000 gold. When compared to Akai's, it's just 5,000 gold. This is a really big gap. Even when we look at the Akai, Molten Essence, Anti-Cuirass, Guardian Helmet, Radiant Armor, and still Lifeless, meaning that Balmon, by taking a presence on the team of Aura Fire, he's still doing damage with the Molten Essence.
Even though Onic Esports are winning it out so far in terms of that economy, but I think that has to wait. High Forced to Retreat right now is able to get so much damage taken onto him, but what I wanted to say was never count out Aura Fire. I think this is something that we've seen time and time again. Against all odds, Aura Fire, their instincts are just so sharp. They have that killer instinct, and they know where to go in at the right time and make those crazy plays. It all depends on High, Godiva, as well as Facehugger, in my opinion, at the stage, and whether or not they are going to be able to utilize Fluffy to engage or disengage.
And it's all about the setup, Eterna. The setup we saw yesterday from Aura and Onic Esports. Both of them have to be on the top of their games as Boost jumps in onto the flanks, onto Facehugger. Samuel helping him out as well. Facehugger forced to pop that sprint, and again, forced errors across the map. Called Ulcer plays down to bait out a few abilities and to zone Aura Fire away. Lord taken down to 10,000 HP, instantly slain by Kyrie. Onic Esports win the setup game, and they get rewarded with an enhanced Lord in the 14th minute.
I'm not even mad when I saw Sans using the Cold Altar to save Matilda, because that's the strat. The strat is to make a distraction while Balmon from Kyrie is doing the Lord objective. And even in this minute, we can see that Kyrie is securing Blade Armor to fight against Kabuki. And as far as I can see, Aura Fire strat is not going too well until up to this point, because I still didn't see any of the combo that were meant to be in this game. Facehugger and then combines with Godiva. I'm offended. Kabuki is becoming the backline with the DPS itself. Fluffy become the finisher with the jab itself. High become the momentum maker, but no. Did you see any of the momentum?
Not
No,
yet?
Not yet.
Real-time win probability presented to you by Samsung Galaxy A series as well says that Onic Esports has a 67% chance to close this game out. What do you think, Eterna?
I mean, it really looks so. That Lord is already marching towards that top side, but remember, Aura Fire, they do have the damage and the high ground equipped to be able to defend this at least. But look at the way Onic Esports are pushing all 3 lanes.
Oh my god.
Fluffy already chunked down so low. CW doing CW things as he takes down the turret down below. Base turret number 1 taken down. Lord cleared out by Aura. They're looking for the mid and top side, but it's not pushed up just yet. Onic might have to take the discipline route, backing off out of this one. Aura Fire can look for a trade. San jumps into the back lines, again jumping in, but look at the disengage from Aura Fire. They're able to pull everyone back right now, but Facehugger's taken low. No members falling just yet for both of the teams, but they look for the base. CW going crazy for it already, and they secure game number 1. Onic Esports, a massive victory to boost momentum.